Welcome to Let's Curate's webcast series. Our second international jewelry exhibition, Opulent Handmade Treasures, is now live. This year, our objective is to present designers who thrive on maximalism as part of their creative core. Today, we're presenting a terrific creator from Korea, metalsmith and designer Dahin Yoo, who has an MFA in crafts, had her first solo exhibition titled Descendants of Stars, presented at the KCDF Gallery in Seoul. Here she is to talk more about her collection for our exhibition. Hi Dahin, and a big welcome to you.
Hi.
So let's kickstart by you telling us a little bit about yourself. You know, I'm in New York, you're all the way in Seoul. It's fascinating to kind of dig deep a little bit into the background of our creators and just get a sense of where your inspiration lay and where you essentially come from.
I'm came from Korea, and I'm from Seoul, and I love universe. Like when I was young, I believed that I came from the star. Like seeing magical warrior like Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I also believe that one day I would return to my one star like them. And I work based on my childhood memory from the star. Maybe due to the influence of the magical warrior, my universe is very colorful. So expressing color is important to me. That I usually use colored silver lip, beads and PVC with use metal together, like very important color.
That's fascinating. I love your connection to the galaxy and the universe. That's very unique, and it's very interesting because it's, with that influence, you can make thousands and thousands of collections because it's such a big world out there when you describe it that way. So that sounds so magical. So why were you attracted to metal? You can make jewelry with lots of things. You can make jewelry with lace and fabric and all kinds of metals, but why did you choose metal crafting for yourself?
First, I love draw, so I wanted to be an illustrator, but I read a book about jewelry during college entrance exam. And I was fascinated by their colorfulness. That's the reason why I decided to major in metal crafting. And it was very interesting that cold and hard thing could be shaped by sewing and hammering, like changing shape. I like hammering, and the metal is calculating and without an error. It must complete one step and move on to the next step. It doesn't betray effort. And above all, the most attractive thing is that it can make warm work with cold object called metal. I love metal.
That's so interesting because I know different people get attracted to different things, but I clearly see that you said you love hammering, and then the process of changing a metal into a certain shape that must be very, very exciting for you, which is why I guess metal crafting is so important. You mentioned that you are, I guess, inspired by the galaxy and the universe, and I feel like that's why your jewelry is so magical, and it has many layers and it's very profound. Do you have like a sense of where do you get your ideas from? So for example, is it, you're walking down a street and you look at the night sky and you get an idea to make a necklace? Just tell us a little bit about how you get your ideas.
Perhaps maybe because of the glorified memory, there was no exhibition that was very difficult. It is not difficult to think and work on ideas, but more difficult to think about exhibition and manage schedule, such as filming and making exhibition things, like making exhibition books, like display things. But to pick one, the solo exhibition in this November, which is being prepared, is difficult. This November.
I see.
It takes a lot of money to plan a good exhibition, but it is difficult to plan a solo exhibition without such preparation. Like this, I think the balance between art and livelihood is the concern of many artists, including me.
I agree with you 100% because I've spoken to so many designers, and it's really, really difficult and challenging because you're coming up with the idea and then you're coming up with the money for the materials and then preparing the collection. You have to be 5 different people to make one collection. And I really appreciate how creators can still stay true, to their concept and to their perspective and come up with such beautiful things. I'm always fascinated by that. So it's incredible. To me, it's incredible that for you, the challenge is more about the setting up of the exhibition rather than the actual collection, which just shows that you're just at ease with yourself. You're just confident about your ideas, which is fantastic. And I can see that very clearly in the pieces that you've made for our exhibition. Can you tell us a little bit about the collection you've made for Opulent Handmade Treasures?
Okay. It's little long story. Yes. Okay. Star produce and store chemical elements such as carbon, oxygen, and iron throughout the span of their lives. And among these, stars that are about 10 times heavier than the sun explode during their last evolutionary stage, emitting a vast amount of energy at once. These stars that enter their last stage of evolution go through a supernova explosion, shining about 1 billion times the sun when the accidental combination of elemental bring about the birth of living things, producing organic and inorganic material like those on Earth. Most of the elements that make up our body Earth came from stars. If there had been no star, the elements that make up our body would not have existed in the first place. Thus, it can be said that all human beings are celestial beings. The collection of Opulent Handmade Treasure Exhibition is engraving my memory in the shape of cells which are formed with atoms, the smallest unit of a living thing.
That is incredible. And now that you've spoken about, your journey and where you get your inspiration from, when I look at your pieces, I feel it is beyond magical. You use the right word. It's celestial. It's magical. It's just fantastic. And I'm so very honored to have your collection at my exhibition. Thank you so much, Dahin, for joining us today.
Thank you.
I want to let our viewers know that Opulent Handmade Treasures will go on until December 28th. We hope you all enjoy and purchase these one-of-a-kind masterpieces. For more updates, follow us on Instagram at let's_curate. Until then, happy curating, everyone.